Yes. All right. What is happening, people? Happy New Year. Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out channel. This is another episode of Fight Talk with the BMA. It's a basic MMA analyst. I got my boy K West with me, Slick, and it's G-Man in London. And we're going to talk about some fights and upcoming fights and what we're looking forward to in 2023 and possibilities of fights coming up, and just geeking out about the fight world in general. But bro, how you doing, man? Happy New Year. How you doing? How's everything going, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy New Year to you as well. Did you manage to get everything needed done? I know you were all over the place. Me, I was settled, but how was yours?
Yeah, mine was cool. I mean, I to be honest, I haven't been able to see everyone who wanted to see me. I just don't have the time. The problem is, it's like when I come in this time, all these people want to see me, and then when I come in summertime or whatever, all these people who the same people and the ones I didn't see like want to see me. So I'm always trying to schedule the same people in. So what I might have to do is just like the ones I've seen in this period, say like, hey, I saw you this time. I'm gonna have to prioritize the ones I didn't see for the next time. But it's cool, you know what I mean? We just chill. New Year's Eve, I was in bed. I'm a boring guy, so I wasn't doing anything like that. But we were with family and stuff like that throughout the whole time, and Christmas and New Year's Day and whatever. So just chilling.
You know what? It's nice to be wanted. People want to see you and spend time with you and switch energy with you. It's nice.
100%. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I always do. And I feel bad about timing and whatnot, but timing is tough because I'm still trying to, I want to spend the time with my family. I still trying to work out a little bit, right? Because I'm just putting on weight because all the good food and
You're
whatnot.
putting on
I'm
weight?
still
You don't put on weight?
my
Never.
my belly, bro. My belly's not
Your
looking good,
belly.
bro.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
You crazy? Crazy, bro. And then and I'm working. I'm working as well. You know what I mean? I can't take more than 3 weeks off. I can take, but I'll lose all my holidays. So I'm still working during this time. So anyway, it is very nice to see people, and you're one of them. I haven't had a chance to see you and do this in person, and that will happen soon. Maybe the next time I'm here, but at least we communicate. The good thing about myself, what I feel nice about us is like we communicate almost every day about fights, but then we communicate on a weekly basis and see each other. So I feel like I have that connection with you every week anyway.
Yeah. No, like I never. It's not a thing to me, man. Like if you can make it happen, great. If we can't, great. Like we still get it done. We still enjoy it. So like, oh man, but right now we do what we do.
Yeah, man. Cool. Should we get into it? Like, I mean, I think we wanted to just catch up about the possibilities of fights because there's a bunch of fights scheduled, and I think we've spoken about those. But there's a couple of things of like the possibility of these fights coming that need to be made in 2023, which are freaking exciting, right? The fights that are gonna happen are exciting, but there's others. Go on, bro.
No. Remember, I'm gonna tell you what the shrooms told me for New Year's Eve. Remember
Oh
that?
yes. Okay. Yeah. Tell me more about this. Yeah.
Okay, I'll run it fairly quick, but I'll give you the juice. So basically, one of my best friends, he's been saying for at least about a year and a half, you need to try shroom. You need to try shrooms. Like psychedelics, your mind expanding to next. Oh yeah, mind expanding, and mind expanding, and like kind of opening up these passageways, your third eye, this kind of thing. So I was like, okay, get it. And throughout the year, he was unable to do so. And then all of a sudden, he's like, okay, I've got it. I've got the toad, right? And he's like, me, and so on. So and he got one of the golden teacher. And basically, we literally took this and boom, it's like about 9:30 p.m. on and for him, within about 20 minutes, half an hour, he was seeing treating at him and whatnot. Me, like a warm feeling inside.
Hello. What happened? I lost you, man. I think it's my Oh man, what happened with the other recording? Hello, can you see me?
Yeah. I'm good.
All right. What?
So,
Hold on. What happened? Sorry, I lost you, bro. I lost you. It was my internet that probably lost, man, which is always the case here.
oh,
Sorry, carry
no,
on, bro. So you saying you
that's
had a
fine.
shaman, right? They found your friend found the toad. Did you have like an actual shaman? What do you call him? Shaman that was there, like monitoring it?
Hmm? You cut out again, man.
Did you have like a shaman? Do
Uh-oh.
they call are they called shamans? Like the main
You there?
like yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
I, yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah. I was saying, did you have like a shaman there, or is it just you and your friend? Are they called
Nah, it's nothing.
shamans?
They call shamans, I guess. Yeah. He's taken it before, so I guess like he's the older brother in the situation. So
Okay, okay.
I took his hand, but very early on when he was just like, we went out, we got to the door because I was like, we took everything that we needed to take. We went to Pollard's Hill across the road. It's like a high rise kind of park that goes like that, and you can see 360 of London, right? So that was the plan. So us getting packed up, by the time we did that, got to the door, my guy was just like, yo, like your hallway is blue. I was like, yeah, it's always blue. He's just like, yo, you sure? And I was just like, uh-oh, I'm gonna have to like big brother this dude, and I didn't even know what it's gonna do to me yet, So I'm like, damn. Anyway, we walked out, walked to the place, 5 minutes up the road, and I begin to feel like this warm feeling inside, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is it, like, and like I said earlier, it was like I could feel like my mind was expanding, it was opening up, but I didn't have the feelings he was having. He was seeing trees waving at him. He was seeing like specific shapes in the clouds and stuff.
Jeez.
And me, yeah, and every now and then I'd be standing and I kind of go whoop, like that, like catch myself. But one thing he told me is make sure that you're positive with this, like embrace it, don't get scared, so on and so on, because otherwise things go left. So I don't know, maybe I needed to take more or whatever, but my trip was quite light, and me and him had the best conversation we've ever had, like ever. It lasted, at least about 4 or 5 hours,
Wow.
and we unloaded all of the stuff that we had on our mind. He had a lot of things on his shoulders that he had to get rid of, and we got rid of it, man. It was amazing. It was incredible. It
That
was
sounds
incredible.
yeah, I've always been interested. Like obviously I listen to Rogan like religiously. I
Grizzle?
listen to Mike Tyson who's constantly taking them. And they've
Yeah,
always
yeah,
talking
yeah.
I mean Tyson himself is always talking about after he does I mean he does when he does it, it just really, really humbled him. Like humbled,
Mm,
one of the most savage individuals, that we know of, right?
mm,
Rogan always
mm,
talks about how it brings out the creative side of people, psychedelics and stuff like that. I was listening to on his podcast today with the one with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he was saying that
Oh,
I
that
think it
guy's
was
great.
him or George Carlin or whoever it was. They were saying when they do their
Ah,
comedy, like they do it in a clear mind first. They put down all the topics and all that sort of stuff, and then they smoke some weed or get some psychedelics and go back to it, and then it expands that thought. It doesn't give them new ideas, but it expands the thought process and whatnot. And I've always been
mm,
interested. I've always been. I mean, I would never take shit to like coke or any of that sort of stuff. I don't take anything anyway. I don't touch anything, right?
I know
But I'll
you're a
never
clean
take
dude.
anything to be like, oh, I want to go have some fun. I would love
Mm,
to do that, something that expands my
man.
mind. Now, I mean,
Oh,
I'm not. To be honest, I say I would love to. I'm interested. I don't think I would ever do it. I'm just not the guy
mm,
to take anything. Um, but I am freaking curious
intrigued.
on, yeah, very intrigued, especially the
Very
DMT
intrigued.
one,
Oh
because
yeah.
apparently our body produces the DMT, right? And when you
And
die,
then,
apparently, so
mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is true. There's two times your body actually produces it: one when you are born, and two when you're about to die. So it's so
Oh damn.
interesting that this natural thing that is found in plants
I
is
remember.
produced in your body, but it's only produced at those two times, and
At
that's
those two
freaking
times.
interesting.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, no,
DMT is pretty hard to come by, man. Like, it's very difficult to get DMT.
mm,
I knew a guy who took it, and he told me he had some. He said he saw a whole bunch of different colors, and he saw like blue and green, and then he saw like things like meshing together. Like that. Remember those toys that you get when you were a kid? They're like a telescope, and you twist it,
yeah,
and then
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
geometric.
Yeah.
I can just imagine it was something like this. And then he said he saw the color of red, like a red dragon. And he felt fear. And when he felt that one, he kind of snapped out of the trip. And then he realized that that was something he had to overcome. whatever red meant to him or the significance of the dragon, I'm not sure. But whatever it was, he knew that he had to come back to that at some point and fight that
Yeah.
dragon. So, so yeah, but we don't talk anymore, so I don't know what happened to him. But you know, it's incredible. Like, you just never know where it's going to take you, what kind of things are going to open up within your brain. So I will take it again for sure. I think I need to take a bit more, and see what happens. But I'm taking it
Yeah.
solely to see, where how wide my third eye can open this.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel like, I mean, I think a lot of artists and writers and whatnot do a lot of their stuff on
Hmm.
psychedelics. I won't be surprised if the visual effects people, or who done Doctor Strange, the first one, were on psychedelics.
Triple.
Remember that scene where she puts him through what was it, the
Oh,
realm? I
I know
can't
you.
remember what it was.
Yeah, I
And
know what you mean. It's all like geometrical and
yeah, for
shifting.
like it was like a 5 minute trip that he went off. I won't be
Mm,
surprised
mm,
if they
mm,
were all like, all right, let's take some DMT, and then whatever we can remember, we'll just write it down and it will pull
mm.
it in this. Yeah, like I won't be surprised.
Never know. You never know. But mm, I mean, I've also heard the same thing from Carlin, Joe Rogan about all these great, comedians, funny people, actors, so on, so have all taken that, rock stars, right? Musicians have all taken that DMT, acid, and so on, like Bob Dylan and these dudes, like the purest stuff. Obviously, things have changed over the years, and they've created masterpieces. I'm not saying you got to do that to do that, but it's just fascinating, like you said, that this is where a lot of these people are expanding and showing us these art forms that we've never heard of before.
Yeah, it's
Great
amazing.
stuff.
And I've been hearing some stuff about using mushrooms
Right.
with soldiers and people in the military
Oh,
with PTSD basically, and using
okay.
mushrooms to overcome that. And there's a whole
Mm.
program. I can't remember names or whatnot. Again, I've heard it on the Rogan podcast and all that stuff.
Mm,
But
mm, mm,
people
mm.
are using that to help soldiers get over PTSD, and it's seeming again, man. It just seems like it's looking like it's having great results, but it's just weird. And again, I feel like this is where the conspiracy kicks in. I just feel like the pharmaceutical companies will
Right,
boycott these things, and then they tell the
right.
media, and the media will always tell you these things are bad, and then the world will just believe that they're bad. And
Hmm.
but I feel like these could be solutions. You know what I mean? Like saying like CBD. I mean, you go to country like the Middle East, I can't even take CBD because it's illegal there, right? When I remember when I was in Asia and just speaking to people about CBD, and they'll be like, no, we don't do those drugs, and people will freak out and say you'll get arrested and all this sort of shit. And I said, hold on, I said CBD. Like when they just think of weed or THC, they like really pull it on you, like, oh, you're a
Hmm.
druggie and you do this and it blah blah blah. And I'm like, hold on, I don't even touch THC. I'm talking about CBD. And then second of all, you don't drink alcohol like mad, right? So the way the
Yeah,
media has portrayed it and the way everyone just absorbs it,
yeah,
it's
yep,
like
yep,
these
yep.
things are bad. I mean, same with cocaine. They still use apparently is that they still use portions of cocaine for medical uses. Apparently
Mm,
Coca-Cola. I mean, back in the days, I believe
mm,
it's known
hmm.
fact that it was in Coca-Cola. But even now, I believe they use the flavor, like not the shit that gets you high, but the flavor in Coke. I believe so. I don't know. But the point is, like,
Mm.
whatever the media portrays, and I think that's all backed up by pharmaceuticals and money and business and shit, is what the
Right,
people believe. Like I remember just having so many conversations with people who will be
right.
drinking beer and alcohol during the day and whatever, and then they'll tell me, "Oh, but yeah, no, we don't do drugs." Like they'll allow their again, this is my opinion. This is from someone who don't take anything. They will
Mm.
allow their comfortably to allow their 17-year-old, 16-year-old kid to drink a beer. But if you ever spoke to them about weed, oh no, 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 that's bad. We don't do drugs. I'm like, okay, all right, then
Mm.
I don't know what to say. Like, what do you say to those things? You know what I'm trying to say? I'm like, all right, well, if you've been consumed in that perspective, then, I always, and when I tell people alcohol is a drug, they get upset. And I'm like, listen, I'm just like any drug. Coffee's a drug and all these sort of, it's all a drug. It's how much, it just depends how much you abuse it. You know what I mean? But the reality of it, alcohol is probably one of the worst drugs on the planet. I mean, if you Googled which drug affects and kills most people on the planet, I'm sure alcohol will be up there, not from just drinking and killing themselves, but running, like driving, drinking and driving, like results of
Uh,
alcohol.
yeah,
But I don't know the
yeah,
stats, but I believe it'll be up there. But that's just my opinion. It's so weird.
100%.
And like, I always cuss, and now you got me into a rant, sorry, bro. But I always cuss.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name countries, but I always cuss certain country policies where, you know, like they allow alcohol, but everything else is illegal. And I'm just like, you're allowing the worst drug on the planet, but everything else is, yeah, it's so weird.
It's taxable, man.
Yeah, it says hypocritical and yeah, taxable and
Mm,
basic. It's bullshit.
that's the way it goes. But if you ever get opportunity to do it safely, mushrooms or whatever, take the chance.
Mm,
Take the
yeah,
chance to do it
yeah.
because like you never know what you'll see. It's I mean, for me, even that one was it was still not it was not what the hell whatever he was on because he was on some other stuff. But I mean, we took the same thing, but it just affected
Mm.
him a lot more. But you know, it was beautiful. I'll tell you that.
Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome, man. I
It
mean,
was
listen, it's a different kind of new. I mean, look, we're older now. I mean, you know me, I'm a boring guy. So when it comes to New Year's Eve, I don't do anything, and I don't really look at it in any sort of way. Just another day. The countdown
yeah,
shit, I don't do none of that. I'm just a boring guy.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. One day
Um,
I'll probably want to see the Dubai fireworks just for the spectacle of it, but I'm not
sure.
interested in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hooray! Like I'm not into that. Just personally, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but
I'm not too bad either. Not too
definitely,
bad
I
either.
mean, that's what you did. I mean, I haven't done the mushrooms one, but what you did is what I would want to do anyway. Just get a cup of tea with some friends and
Yeah,
just chill, have conversations, crack
yeah.
joke. That's what I
Oh
appreciate these
my
days.
God. It was solid. I mean, even for me, I was always fearful of mushrooms prior. I was thought, like, oh, psychedelics, that's gonna mess up your brain chemistry and so on and so on and so on, and all these things because like you hear people, it's like horror stories of them going. You hear people like horror stories of them going like all crazy. Um, but anyway, like I bit the bullet for this room, and
Yeah, and
we're here.
I'm sure like, the truth is as well, right? Just like anything in the world, I'm sure it would affect different people differently. You know what I mean? Like
Naturally.
majority, maybe the majority of people will be cool, but I'm sure there's a certain percentage, unfortunately, like, some people are allergic to nuts. You know what I mean? Like it's just the way it is, like peanuts and stuff. So,
100.
I'm sure it will affect certain people in certain ways. But I don't know, man. I feel like with these natural plants and whatnot, they're medicine, and it's a shame that,
Mm,
for example, my father just went to Bangladesh the other day and I saw him take a
mm,
big bag of pills with him, right? That the doctors have subscribed. And
mm.
he didn't take any of he's taken a couple of the vitamins, but like the CBDs and all the other vitamins, like he didn't prioritize those over the pills. He didn't take the CBD, but he took maybe a vitamin C or D or something. But I'm like, man, if you swap that bag of pharmaceutical vitamin pills that they gave you or drugs that they gave you with vitamins and supplements like vitamin C, D, zinc,
Mm,
CBD,
mm,
fish
mm,
oil, whatever.
mm. Right.
I'm pretty sure that will benefit you way more. Now, I'm no doctor. I'm sure some of the pills he has to take. But I'm like,
Sure.
damn, man, the way they've consumed people. And like my father's from the old generation where they believe the doctor and whatever the doctor
Yep.
says, that's how it
Yep.
goes.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
at one point,
Mm-hmm.
remember the doctors were saying like sugar was cool just because they were corrupted, all that sort of stuff, right? So, I'm just like, man, it's just a shame that business, I mean, it's always the case, the business and money will take over because I feel like there's so much natural resources for human beings to healthy themselves. Like fasting is another big one, right? I mean, I believe in it. I
Mm.
personally, I know there's
Yeah.
studies out there and you can believe it. I really believe in it. And like it's in our DNA from like hunter-gatherer times. And even in my religion, I'll use my religion as an example because my
Yep.
parents are religious. So I'm like, look at the religion. The religion tells us to fast. There's a reason. Like
Right.
there's so many reasons, but
Right.
there's a health benefit. Like if you're not gonna do your fasting because of whatever the doctor's telling you to take pills, do it because of the religious purpose. Like our religion is telling us to do it because it's healthy. Like, but there's no business in fasting. There's no business in food. Like not eating food.
No.
Sorry. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine Tesco saying or a doctor, whoever saying like fast? Then Tesco is gonna be like, man, fuck you about fasting. Man, come buy some food. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's deep. It gets deep.
It is. It is crazy. So it's if those listening out there, if they're woke or untethered by the words of the system, and you have a safe way to try something different. It doesn't even have to be a psychedelic. It could just be a holistic approach to medicine. I implore you to give it a try.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm not gonna say to you I'm interested, but I'm not gonna say to you I'm definitely gonna try it. But I'm up for it. I'm very interested in just seeing what it does to the mind frame, man. Because I like deep conversations. Obviously, I love having great conversations and whatnot. And I would love to see what
Mm.
it does to my brain, man, just to kind of open up a little bit.
Well, maybe one day. By the way, right as we're gonna go to the next topic anyway. I just had a missed call from my concierge, right? And then he messaged me saying Dana White might leave to save the sport, leave UFC to save the sport. You know about that?
I've heard nothing about that, bro. But I feel that that's fake because my guy recently said it might be fake news. I feel my guy recently said that he's gonna stay until like if he leaves, man, it's not good for the UFC. I don't think. So I think like, he's gonna stay for until he can't do it no more. So I haven't seen
Hmm.
anything on it though. I mean, I just feel like it's a fake news, but I have
I
no
just
idea.
all I heard about him is that he had a bust up with his wife and he got caught on cameras. And that's all I heard.
Oh damn! And okay, I haven't heard any about that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Look, Dana White's wife Anna issues statement following altercation from New Year's Eve. I don't know. Speculation. Anyway, let's get to the list, man, and I'll see if I can like
Yeah,
piece together something throughout the conversation, and maybe I have more information for you. For us.
yeah. Let's see. I mean, if that's rumors, then we
Sure.
shouldn't even be saying shit about Dana White and
Yeah,
his
yeah,
wife. And
no,
maybe it's just a normal bust up. We all have bust ups. Maybe it's
yeah, I just got caught on camera,
just
right? Like,
yeah, and because
anyway,
he's Dana
let's move
White,
on.
people throw it out there like it's a big thing. Well, maybe he just had an argument with his wife because that happens. You know what I mean? Like we friends
Yeah,
have arguments and people record it, and because you're famous, it's gonna go online. But anyway, I don't know anything about
yeah.
that.
Now, there's nothing
Um,
else there regarding this, him leaving or him, leaving the UFC. So
Yeah,
let's
I don't
continue
think
with
he
the
will
fights, right?
anyway, man.
Nah,
If he leaves,
nah.
Well, it's in first of all, it's in Rogan's contract that if Dana
He
leaves,
will
he's
bounce.
out. I feel like so many
Yeah.
people will bounce. He's not going anyway. He's the pound for pound best promoter of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
He's just the best at it, man.
yeah. No, I
But you know
agree.
what? I was trying to find some of the pictures that I was sending you with dream fights to make in 2023 or fights that they need to make in 2023, but I can't freaking find it. The stories have disappeared or whatnot. Do you have the
Mm.
pictures up to hand?
Yeah, no, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, or you could just
Mhm.
you could lead it, bro. You could lead it. We could just talk about that. Some of the fights that you're excited, or let's not talk about fights that are gonna happen because they're gonna happen. Let's talk about the dream matchmaking fights that we want to happen this year.
Oh, okay. First off, John Jones, Francis Ngannou. What are you
You
saying?
know, super fight of all super fights, and it's for the heavyweight championship of the world, and
Yep,
it's John
yep,
Jones, and it's
yep.
Ngannou. It's so good, man. And because the thing is, yeah, normally you just think, I don't know, Ngannou's just gonna knock him the fuck out, or John Jones is gonna beat the shit out of him. But this is so good because Ngannou could knock him the fuck out, or John Jones could be strategically smart enough to take him. And he's
Mm,
the good thing about Jones that I think he's putting on up the heavyweight. He's getting up to heavyweight the right way. He's really
yeah,
taking his
yep,
time to get up
yep.
there, put on that
Mm-hmm.
weight, and then try. I'm sure he's
Maintain,
trying to maintain the skill set,
maintain. Yeah,
understand his distance balance, and then utilize that wrestling and that pace.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
so. And then if Ngannou touches you, and Ngannou's obviously, I mean, he just had that knee surgery, but he was learning a lot of wrestling, obviously after the Stipe fight.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would ever be at John Jones level. But if he touches
Oh,
you,
no.
it's a problem. But such a great fight to make, man. It's so fun. I kind of wish. I mean, look, with John Jones, like if they did like a no, like a heavyweight fight against Stipe, that would work. But with John Jones' credentials and John Jones, you could just give him straight the heavyweight title championship, uh, the fight, and I wouldn't think bad of it. I'm like, yeah, he deserves it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it
I thought they
suits him
would.
so well.
They would. They would. I mean, we know many guys who've been on the lam, laying in the cut, and then they come out and they're like, "Yeah, I'm going to change division. I left my division, left the belt, whatever. What you got for me? Instant championship fight." So many guys, so many. Connor, right?
Yeah.
Um, this is certain guys who've come from other organizations and come in and then probably had one fight and they get a title. Or even Dillashaw. Remember when he went up to bantam? He went up. Or, no, he went down. He
Yeah.
wasn't trying to fight no tune-up fights, a straight championship fight. So
Cejudo, I think Cejudo done the same. I mean, there's loads of them.
there you go. There's tons of them. Yeah, tons of them. So there's no way
GSP.
that and he wasn't even around,
Yeah.
right? So they will do that for people like him, and he is the guy. So I fit. You know what? I give that fight 5 chilies out of 5.
It's such an exciting fight, man. And they should do that. They should do it in Africa, man. Just for in the Ngannou. He's such a hero over there. They should do it in Africa, man. I'll be sick.
Actually, you know what? Let's give our opinion on the possibility. So I think 3 out of 5 chilies, it will happen.
In 2023, yeah?
Yep.
3 out of 5 is quite middle. I'm going to be positive and optimistic about this. I think Jones is coming back, and I think they're going to give it to him, and it'll be Ngannou's first fight back. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 chilies for that one.
He's coming back. Cool. They're going to do it.
Okay. So next fight. Hamzat Chimaev against. Oh no! Now I'm the one who's gonna have to struggle here. Shavkat Rakhmonov. Woo!
Bro, do you know what? Yeah, this one gets me excited, bro. I believe that these two, especially Shavkat, there's something about him because he's quiet. He's a quiet dude. There's something about those two. I think they're the highest level. That would be the high, even though they're not champions, that'll be like one of the highest level fights. And one of them, for me, one of the most exciting fights that they can make. Because Shavkat, 16-0, 16 finishes. And then obviously we know Chimaev, who's a beast. And he's obviously shown that. But man, that is a fun fucking fight, man. To me, I think of all the fights you might mention, I think that would be my number one. If I could have one wish, that's the one for me that I'll make. It's so freaking exciting, those two, bro. And I'm excited to follow Shavkat's career, man, because I think that he's going to be another just the beast, man. Like 16-0, 16 wins, and he's just, like I said, he's just got this calm persona by him now. Yeah, just demeanor. Right. So yeah, listen, man. Obviously, Hamza has recently been saying he's looking for a fucking fight, right? Yep. Unfortunately, Shavkat's fight that was supposed to happen in 2 weeks got cancelled because his opponent got injured or something. Right? I forgot his name. Yeah. And then I heard Jeff Neal got injured. Yeah. And then I heard what's his name, man? The other guy, man, Barbarino or something, was gonna step in on short notice. I don't know if they made it officially. Someone I've gone blank, man, on the name.
Brian Barberena?
I think so. And he said he's going to jump in short notice. I mean, regardless, I mean, look, they're both looking for a fight. It'll just make perfect sense if they do it. But I feel like the UFC are building those two because you've got these two giants in the same division just building. One's gone super fast because of comes out to popularity and whatnot. And one's just taking his time. And then they just build that super fight. That's what I feel like is going to happen. But I just want to see Shavkat fight. I want to see both of them fight more. So I'm excited, bro. That's my number one. Is that going to happen in 2023? I'm going to give that 2 chilies because I don't think that will happen this year. Yeah, really? It's my number one fight that I want to happen, but I don't think it will happen. Those two, I don't think they're going to get those two to fight this year.
I have more faith in that one. I'm going to give that one a 4 because, like, just from what I've been hearing, and there seems to be more interest in this one because why not, kind of thing. But time will tell, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm on the opposite side. I don't think they'll do it this year.
No. Okay. All right. Fair enough. But that's your number one fight, right? So Hamzat and Rakhmonov is your number one fight so far.
That's the one I want to happen. That's what I want to happen. If I could have one wish, regardless. I know you're going through a list, but I'm already saying this is my number one.
Right. You know what remind me of? Remember Ray J? If I had one wish. Anyway, Alex Pereira against Robert Whittaker. What do you think?
I think that could happen. I think that could happen. That's a fun fight. But that's a fun fight, and In some
Uh,
weird way, I think Robert Whittaker can win that one. It's a great matchup for Robert Whittaker.
mm-hmm,
That
mm-hmm.
wrestling, that pace. You know, we saw Adesanya freaking wrestling Pereira and holding him down a bit, and that's Adesanya.
Uh,
I feel
yeah,
like yes, of course, Pereira's training his wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but if
yes.
Robert Whittaker goes in with the approach of grappling,
With
it's
that,
a
with
fun,
that,
exciting fight for him.
the
I don't think they're
problem.
going to do that. I think they'll do it. Look, I reckon it will happen if Pereira and Izzy fight for the fourth time, because I think that's going to happen.
Sure.
Unless, say, for example, Izzy gets injured and Pereira's looking for a fight, then Robert Whittaker will jump in. But if Pereira and Izzy fight and then Pereira wins again, no doubt Robert Whittaker will get that fight. So I'll give that like a 4 chilies that will happen. Just
Give that
it depends, but I think great fight matchup for Robert Whittaker, and I reckon
for sure.
Whittaker could be champ again if he fights Pereira.
Definitely. I agree. I agree. I agree. I think the wrestling will be too much for Pereira. And, but again, just like Ngannou, if he hits you with that left hook, it's dynamite. Right. Dynamite all night kind of thing. So yeah, I want to give it 4 chilies. I think it will happen. It will happen as you said it will. Israel gets beaten, Robert Whittaker next, or Israel says, "Wait a minute, Robert Whittaker next." I think something like this. So yeah, no, that's a solid fight. Okay, one we've talked about for a while. Me and my content I spoke about this fight as well, and it just makes sense. Amanda Nunes against Shevchenko 3. Makes
Yeah,
sense, right?
makes
It
sense.
just
Yeah.
does. It just makes sense. It just makes
I mean,
sense.
who else are they gonna fight? I mean, you could say Amanda Nunes could fight Jessica Penne. Is it Jessica Penne who beat her last time, right? And then she won it. But you could say
Pena.
you can make that Pena, sorry. So you can make that
Mm,
trilogy fight first.
yeah.
But with Shevchenko, like who's she gonna fight? I mean, you could argue against her last opponent, like it was a close one. But
Oh yes, 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 yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
But you can say like maybe you make Penne and Amanda Nunes 3, and if Amanda Nunes smashes her
Which
again,
fight? Yeah.
then because Penny's not, Penny smashed her in the first fight. Just second one, she went all the way, but man, she was bloody as hell. Remember that?
Yeah, that was a mess. It was pretty one-sided. I feel like maybe Nunez underestimated. She mentioned injury. I don't know, whatever it was. She was off her game, and next one it was like a correction. So,
That's it. But maybe they could make part
so
three just
yeah,
to make it a bit
they
fun,
could.
and then
They
and
could.
then give Shevchenko
Yeah,
the.
they definitely. It's valid reason to do 3. There is a love triangle there in a sense because Sheva did fight and beat Pena once upon a time with an arm crack. Though remember
Oh shit! Okay, okay, I didn't remember that one. Yeah.
arm bar or something like. Remember Pena was coming up and she was calling out Nunez. I think she had a little run and then she ran into the bullet and lights out. Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, and that was it. So, all right, that
I think
one.
that fight can happen though. I reckon that fight can happen
I
this
think
year
it should.
if it all falls into
Yeah,
place again. So I give it another 4.
I'd 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 say to happen at some point. Just at some point, 5. But this year, no, maybe this year, maybe about 3. I think because there's no excitement for it. Like there's not. We've seen it, right? And that's fine. Like it's still a good fight, but I feel like there's some other fights there, like maybe like Wei Lee or Rose, like whatever, something crazy like that.
Whaley going up to fight Shevchenko changes things around.
No,
So
that's
yes,
explosions. That's
yeah,
explosions.
because she was talking about that, right? And now Whaley's a beast. Don't get me wrong, but like I feel like there's like Rose is her like freaking kryptonite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So she
for
would have
sure.
to beat Rose, I think, to be like, all right, let me beat Rose, and then I'll
Yeah,
go up. But she can
yeah,
add her into the mix.
yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, next fight we got Henry Cejudo, Triple C versus Aljamain,
Mm.
which is quite close to happening, I think, right? Quite close.
Think so. Yeah, I think so. I
Quite
mean,
close.
Henry Sudo, I think he's back in the pool in the USADA
He's
pool and stuff,
back
right?
in the USADA pool, yeah. And if you look at it, everybody's scrapping each other at the moment. So there's fights ready for the next one, but there's no immediate guy. And you know, if the UFC do exactly what we said they've done before, which is to just say, "Oh, hey, you're an ex-champion, but you didn't lose the belt. Well, come on in, then let's put you for the belt." I think I think it's very possible, very very possible, and I think it's very
Definitely.
exciting because they've already faced off. They had their little thing and they're back and forth or whatever. And Cejudo is full of cringe. Aljamain's a little bit cringy as well. So I think I think it'll be the cringiest promotion they ever put together.
The cringiest fight. They should fight for the cringiest belt ever,
The
boy.
cringiest
Um,
belt. It's yeah.
the UFC, man, Ultimate Fighting cringe, boy.
Yeah.
I think you know what, yeah. I think Henry Cejudo, like, I think it could happen. And Henry Cejudo, I feel like his original plan backfired on him. I reckon
How
when
so?
he retired, he didn't
Yeah.
really want to retire. He was trying
Mm,
to use it as a negotiation thing to get more money,
mm,
exactly. But then the
mm,
UFC were
mm.
like, all right, well, good luck. And he was like, oh shit. And then because the UFC just moved on. And you know what?
Yeah, they did.
The UFC has proved that, like, use Conor as an example. Like, they don't need Conor. Yes, of course, he's so freaking exciting, but the UFC is
Right.
not relying on one superstar. They got many
Right.
superstars.
For sure. For
So
sure.
anyway, so they were like, yeah, good luck to Henry Cejudo. You're not like probably the biggest superstar anyway. So, and
Yeah.
then I think from the immediately he started tweeting and cussing
Yeah.
people and whatnot, and you
Yeah.
just knew
Yeah.
he ain't retired. Like with Khabib, he made it
Yeah.
clear, I'm done. I'm done. Like I don't, no
Yeah.
point calling me out no more. Cejudo's immediately back in there. So, but yeah, it's an interesting
Yeah.
fight. I mean, look, the wrestling of Cejudo, and Cejudo's. Let's be real, man. He's amazing. Like the way he changed up his game, the
Oh
intelligence that he
my God.
has. I think he could definitely put up a great fight against Aljo. I think that'd be awesome. And he
Yeah.
beat Cejudo broke Marlon Morales, right?
I was
Who
thinking the
I
same
know
thing,
MMA
man.
maths
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, I know MMA
Sure.
maths don't work, but
Sure.
I reckon you can go up there and put that same pace and that same mind frame that he has in that fight, and get and probably possibly could win, man. He could be the first. Is that triple champion? That's a belt above, right?
Well, his second belt is a Olympic, right? So he just calls it the triple champion. So he's only double time, the two time.
Yeah, no, but
But if
what
he
I'm
does
saying, if he
that,
wins,
oh
if he
yeah,
wins
yeah, 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 yeah.
Aljo's, that'll be the third, right? UFC belt.
What
Like he's done.
what
They,
was he? He was
they were
flyweight,
flyweight,
yeah,
then feather.
bantam.
Is
Oh,
it back? Where's it? Wait, I'm losing that. Let me check. Let me check. I'm getting blank here. But let me check how does it go? Because is it back? Is it? No. Let me check.
oh, who's featherweight though? Oh my God, I'm losing my head here. But yeah, he
Athletes.
he would be
Athletes.
officially a triple champion, I believe.
Yeah. Let me check. Where would I go? Event. Oh, rankings. I'll go to rankings. So
Yeah, just like him.
you got. Where have I got? You got. Where's all the small guys? Aljamain is bantam,
Uh-huh.
flyweight. No, so he had the bantamweight. What am I talking? Is
He
that
had the
right? No, no,
bantam,
no,
but yeah,
no.
so did he not?
Yeah, so yeah, no. He was the flyweight who Davison Figueroa is. Then you got the bantam. You're right. So if he wins
Yeah,
that, he'll still be a double champ, like for two divisions. It won't be a yeah.
sure. He
It's
won't be a triple.
Alexandra Alex. What's his name? Volkanovski is feather, right? Featherweight.
Yeah. And
Yes, 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 yes.
he's vying for
Lightweight. He's going up
the
for the lightweight. So
lightweight. He's
yeah,
going for the lightweight. Okay. Okay.
he'll
So
still be a two
yeah,
division champion, right?
right.
But still, yeah. I mean, listen, he can come in and do it,
That's
and that'd be
right.
exciting. But you
Yeah,
got
so
Sugar
still, I
Sean in
mean,
there, that's exciting. You got Cheeto Vera, who's exciting, in that division. You got who else
yeah,
is in that division? There's a few dudes, man, in that division that are exciting, man. Let me check now.
Corey Sandhagen.
Sean O'Malley, Peter Yan, yeah, Corey Sanhagen,
Right,
uh,
yeah,
that
Sandhagen.
other guy who's
There's a couple other
Marab
dudes in there.
Marab Delavisha. I can't remember his name, sorry, but I can't
What
pronounce his name.
about
But the dude, he's a
Marab?
beast. Marab, that's it, Marab.
Marab is also there as well. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work because him and Aljo are buddies, but
They
maybe
won't
one of
fight,
them
but
would do a.
he's a
Hmm?
fun guy though.
and Kane and
The fun
Tom.
Saeed Nurmagomedov, you got Umar Nurmagomedov, you got a couple of them boys in
Geez.
there. I mean,
Oh,
that's a fun division, man.
yeah, I
What,
reckon
what
this
fun.
time next year, like the land will be quite different.
Let's see, man. Let's see. Yeah, that's gonna be
I
fun.
reckon, I reckon. Because you know what, right? Jump out this real quick, right? Let me tell you something real funny. Which I captured and I thought was cool, right? So, January 2022, right? And Ngannou was champion, right? Cyril Gane was interim. Glover was light heavyweight. Israel was middleweight. Usman welterweight. Charles Oliveira lightweight. Volkanovski feather. Aljamain bantam. Petroyan interim bantam. Brandon Moreno flyweight. Amanda Nunez featherweight. Julia Pena bantamweight. What? Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Shevchenko flyweight, Rose Namajunas strawweight, right? Now, if you flash forward, right, to December, the December just gone, Francis still where he is. Light heavyweight is vacant. Alex Pereira middleweight champion. Leon Edwards welterweight champion. Is Islam Makachev lightweight champion. Alex Volkanov is still doing his thing. Aljo is still doing his thing. David Figueiredo is now flyweight. Brandon Moreno is interim flyweight. Oh yes, of course. Nunez is now featherweight, featherweight and bantamweight. Trevor flyweight, and Zhang Wei Li is strawweight champion. So
Is that I
there's a
think
lot
that's
of
what makes
happening.
UFC so exciting, man. It's exciting when it
Yeah,
changes and it's exciting when someone dominates. You know what I mean? Like it's
for
always
sure.
exciting. It's so I don't know, man. It's just fun. It's just fun.
It it's probably it's definitely the most exciting sport I've seen in a long time for sure. Keeps me mad excited.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Keeps me up at night, literally. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's move on. Zhang Wei Li versus Rose Free.
Yeah, I think that's
Definitely,
gonna
right?
happen. I think that's
It's gonna
happening. I
happen.
bet
It's gonna
Rose
happen.
is
Five
fighting.
chilies.
Is Rose fighting someone soon? Can't remember, but
No, she got choked out by what's her name? You see her in the grappling match.
I saw
Real
that.
quick.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. So, but I
Yeah.
mean, that still doesn't affect her UFC career. And also, that was
Not
just
at all.
grappling.
Not at all. Not at
Yeah.
all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But yeah. Anyway, that's yeah. That should be happening. Who do you reckon? Rose again?
Ooh, I do, man. She's just I mean,
Yeah.
you know what? She's
Kryptonite.
just a kryptonite, man. You know what I mean? For Zhang Wei Li, like she done it twice and it was amazing. So I feel like Rose again. She
Rose.
done it to Joanna. Like the ones that you think are gonna run things like
Yeah.
Joanna,
Yeah.
Zhang Wei Li. Rose just comes in and just takes them out.
Just
It's
put it
crazy how
right.
she does that. She's amazing.
Boom.
Yeah,
She puts the mic in your face.
that's
She
it.
turns you into disgrace. Okay. So five chilies. Five chilies. Cool. Um. Oh, Conor McGregor against Michael Chandler.
It's a
Who do you
fun
reckon
fight.
would possibly win, and how many chilies would you give that one? Very
To
fun
make
fight.
that okay, Chili's to make that happen. Like, would that happen this year? Connor's definitely. I feel like I think he's definitely coming back this year.
I
That's
feel
no
so
doubt.
too. Yes.
Michael Chandler's a good and exciting fight to have him back. Now I don't know if it'll be him. I don't know. I feel like maybe get a tune. He might do a tune-up fight just to rake in a bit of money, just getting a win because my guy's just been losing non-stop, right?
I feel that.
But he's still got the hype. That's what I love about again MMA. He's still got the hype.
Yeah,
I
it's
actually
so
think
hard.
Michael Chandler will take him out. I actually think he'll win with the pressure, an explosive
Yeah.
punch, maybe some wrestling, tire him out. I think Chandler would win that one, man. I'm not saying McGregor's still one of the best, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think he. I don't know. I just don't. I think Chandler will put the
Yeah,
pace
you
on
got it.
and force some
Yeah.
explosive shit and just take him out. But
I,
McGregor's a master counter striker. But saying that, McGregor really changed his style, right? He moved from like a karate-based style or stance, I guess, and movement to
yeah.
more of a boxing. And when he did that, things just went downhill for him. So if you can bring that
Yeah.
McGregor back, who bounces around,
The
who
original
throws
McGregor.
side kicks, you know,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff, like he could possibly counter. But I see Chandler winning that one, man.
I I find it hard to disagree with you on that one as well. I feel like that matchup, right? Um, Provided Connor does come back with, because when he fought just Dustin this third time, right?
Hmm.
He did do that. He did go back to the style, right? Because obviously the first fight he was coming in with this old boxer mentality kind of thing, and he switched over. I think seeing Connor, if he brings back that style, and looking at Chandler, Chandler kind of reminds me of like a Money Mendez, very tight, explosive, like you could
Mm-hmm.
crack, you know. I can see that, and obviously for someone with that kind of style, you need to keep your distance, you need to take your shots. So yeah, I agree with you. Like he would have to come with that measuring stance, and counter him, because otherwise Chandler will do some crazy hop to shinking on him, and he won't need that.
Yeah, no
That will kind
doubt.
of like definitely put him down on everybody's mind after that, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. And Islam made a funny tweet, and he was like, "I hope this fight happens because finally someone can win. One of these guys can win." I thought that was quite funny because
Oh,
they
wow.
have they haven't really won a fight really in a while. Even though they're both exciting, Chandler's super exciting with his fun fight. But then again, sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
Chandler fought Ferguson and won that fight actually. But
Yes, he
yeah,
gave him the. Okay. So you don't really think it will happen, but you're just excited for it if it does. Simple.
I think it'll be an exciting fight. I don't think they'll give McGregor a title shot, and I don't like normally he gets it, but I think he
Yeah.
will. He might get a top five guy, but maybe
Sure.
he might do a warm up fight, like, or in his head he'll be thinking of a warm up fight like a, I don't know, Rafael dos Santos, like that was supposed to happen before. Why not
Ah,
pick that pick that one up again, and see how that goes. I don't know. Let's see what he did, but
let's see.
I don't
Let's
know if
see.
that will
Let's see.
happen this year. I don't think he'll get a
For
Chandler.
sure. You don't think? I think like last note on that one. I think Charles Oliveira would be a good fight for him.
Mm.
Like to welcome him back, because why not? And they spoke about it before. That's what recently, more recently than the Sanyos. That's kind of like old hat. But I think Du Bronx would like to welcome him in and get paid. So
Yeah, if they can get him paid, fucking by all means, man. I think that'll be awesome. But I don't think I think McGregor might not be on it because he's not the champ. So he might just be like,
Mhm.
well, you're not a champ anymore, so I'm not
Yeah,
on it.
true,
That's what
true,
I
true.
think.
Good point. Good point. All right, let's move on with that one. Dustin Poirier against, you knew this was coming. Justin Gaethje too,
Mm.
right? Where do you think this would lay? Obviously, the first fight, Dustin was real smooth, picked him up, and made him look pretty average, I'd say. But Gaethje has fine tuned and sharpened, and I don't know who he fights with who. Trevor
Trevor Whitman.
Whitman.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever he's been doing with him from then until now is improved, and we've seen he's a lot sharper. Do you think it's going to be the same result, or do you reckon it will change?
Oh, it's a tough one, man. It's a very. I mean, listen, that when Gaethje fought Ferguson, that was like a complete different fighter, man, to the savage that we know. And Gaethje is a
Oh
very
yes,
aware person. Like he's
yeah,
aware that brain damage and
yeah,
all that shit exists. He's
yeah,
aware that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he. I think when people's criticize him saying he's a brawler, he's very aware of that. And he's like, I'm not a brawler. I'm a
Yeah.
strategic fighter. Like
Right,
it looks
right,
like I'm
right.
brawling, but just think about how many times I've been hit. I mean, he's been hit a lot, but when that Chandler fight, he was like, "You guys said I was brawling. I wasn't brawling. Like, see how many times I got hit compared to how many times I countered him." So I think he's very strategic
Mm,
and he's smart and he's aware of brain damage and all that sort of stuff.
mm.
His fighting style is very different. I think he'll fight Dustin in a very different approach. I
Yeah,
still think Dustin would take it because Dustin's just a great paced boxer, like
boxing
amazing
man,
boxer and whatnot. I
boxing.
Yeah, I feel like he would eventually win, but it'll be a way different fight, and way harder fight
Different
for
fight. Yeah,
Poirier.
yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree. Do you reckon it will happen this year? Like, how many chilies on that one?
that's a good one, man. I put a five on that. That one's something you can make
Yeah, you reckon
next
it's
for Poirier and Gaethje. Yeah, you can make that one next.
mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think about yeah. I'd say five. I think it's a very viable fight. I don't know what would happen after they would win, like because they're quite like they're top five, no, at least.
Let me check. Yeah, they're definitely top five, no doubt. You
They're
got
top
Charles
five.
Oliveira, Dustin Poirier is two,
Ah,
Justin Gaethje three, Beneil
okay,
Dariush, who deserves the title shot, he's at four. Michael Chandler's at
okay,
five. You got Rafael
okay.
Fiziev. You know, there's
Oh,
yeah, like
so that division is rife with potential fights. There's a lot
yeah,
that can go on there. Like, go
yeah,
on.
McGregor's not in the top, not even in the top 15. So he can actually really come back and fight somewhere like a warm up, where I do quotation marks,
Good. Yeah, you're
warm up
right.
fight
I
in
forgot
the
about that.
top 10
Mm,
to 15. And then, try, I don't know, see what happens. But bro,
see
there's
what
a
happens. Mm.
yeah, I mean, look, there's a possibility that them two fight, Beneil Dariush maybe gets, or they could fight Beneil Dariush or I don't know. There's the potential that they could fight
There's a
and
lot.
maybe fight Charles, or they could fight,
Yeah,
someone in the top 10, like a Rafael Faziev or something like that. So there's
it's
potential. It's
possible, bro.
exciting actually for them. But I think
Yeah,
that there's also potential for them to fight each other and get that next spot.
definitely, definitely. So, I mean, yeah, I feel like that's lightweight division, no? Lightweight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Bunch of killers in that one, man. Like, I'm super excited for, even if that fight doesn't happen, which it sure will, that whole division is super like exciting, for all of 2023. All those fights you mentioned, all that movement that can happen, like, again, between now and December 2023, we might have a whole new like trajectory on our hands. So I'm super stoked for it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like with the dominance of Islam, like let's see if he can do that to
He
look,
can,
Alex Volkanovski, who's going to beat this guy
yeah.
Asian, but you got Dust. He has to fight really Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Beneil Dariush. Like those ones, he needs to fight Michael Chandler. Like if he
Yeah,
can dominate them, like the way he's been dominating everyone else, then you're like, holy shit, this is the guy, right? And then he moves. So he can make it possibly. I think there's a lot of expectation. I mean, maybe for me, I'm just excited to see if he can dominate them guys like he
right,
has been, then you're like, this is the guy. This could be the new lightweight pound for pound best. You know what I mean?
right,
But
right,
I
right.
think he's got to fight them 4 or 5 guys at least to show that you know I've
I'm
the
the
top
guy.
echelon of that division, and I've dominated you lot. I mean, he dominated
Mm,
Charles Oliveira, but I would love to see him fight Michael Chandler. And Michael Chandler's wrestling and go against. You know what I mean? Like same thing with Khabib. Like when he was fighting Gaethje and Poirier, it's like, can he dominate these guys like he's done the rest, and he did, and it's fun, you know what I mean?
mm.
So let's see at the end of this year, man. I think it's going to be an exciting one for that division.
Right. Yeah, we'll see how that all works out. But in the event that Islam doesn't beat Alex Volkanovski, what the hell do you reckon is going to happen after that? What would happen? Would he then just stay in that division and fight this fight? Like, all right, Islam, it's cool. I got this. Let me take care of these guys. Or what?
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Have you heard any sound
Well,
bites? Is he gonna defend both? Is he gonna drop one? I mean, if you haven't heard anything, it doesn't matter. But have you?
I haven't, and I'm just trying to think like
No.
what would he do? I mean, if he goes up and down and fights, that'll be awesome. I
Yeah,
don't think he'll vacate anything. I mean, but
I think so. Okay.
that's an interesting one. I mean, what would happen? I mean, in his division, he could still. Who's in his division? Hold on,
He,
let's
he, he
check
still
this.
got he still got I always want to like kind of cringe when I say this. The Max. Ugh. you know,
Mm.
Max is
But
still there.
Josh Emmett is fighting. Who's he
Ooh,
fight? Fighting
damn it.
who's he fighting, man? Calvin Cater, right? Is that right?
Um, I, I didn't know about that one. Hasn't that already
It's,
happened?
no, he's fighting. Yeah, yeah, he's fighting him on next week,
Ah,
19th of
oh,
January.
oh, okay, 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 okay.
Am I correct in
Okay,
saying
so
that? No, no, no. I think I'm wrong. No, no, no. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. He's fighting Yair Rodriguez on February 12th.
oh, wait, who's fighting him?
Josh Emmett versus Yair Rodriguez.
What do you reckon on that one?
Well, I think that's for the interim belt. So I think like that division is covered for a little bit. Just to go back to your question real
Okay,
quick, I think that division
yeah,
is
go
covered,
on.
gives you some more time, right? Because
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
same
yeah,
card as Islam versus Volk. Now, if Volk loses, then he can easily go back and fight the winner of that fight. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, versus fight
yeah,
for that
yeah,
division. If he wins, then there's a Charles Oliveira there that he could fight. right? Because he's still number
Mm,
two. But in regards to this fight,
right.
I mean, it's an interesting one, man. I think Josh Emmett, if he puts the pace on Yair Rodriguez, he can take him out. Because Yair is amazing if you give him that distance.
Yeah.
You know, his ability is just amazing. So yeah, it's a good fight, man. I mean, it's still exciting division.
For sure. I mean, Yair coming like well, we'll see because you know it hasn't happened yet. But when you mentioned about if you give him space, it reminded me immediately of Pettis.
Mm,
You know, and then you know someone found a template of not giving him any, like you know Frankie Edgar. We all thought Frankie Edgar would get torn up, and he just it was him, right? And he chewed him
yeah,
up. He
yeah.
chewed him
Frankie
up,
took
right?
him down and smashed him up.
He chewed him up. So yeah, no, that division is pretty strong. Max, Arnold Allen, Josh Emmett, Yair, Brian Ortega, Ilya Topuria. Yeah, it's crazy. Bryce Mitchell, crazy,
Great fights, great
crazy. All right,
fights.
last fight, which I should remember, but I haven't. Which is, I mean, everybody probably expecting this one to come at some point. Hamzat Shemayez against Usman. Amaru Usman, Nigerian Nightmare. What do you
So
reckon about that
yeah,
one?
man,
Oh, by the
I
way,
don't.
footnote. You heard about Usman's arm is he's definitely out. So that
Yes,
means
yes, yes, yes.
yeah. Have you yeah? Did you hear anything about who they're gonna make Leon fight then officially? No.
I think I've heard rumors like George
Okay.
Masvidal just because of that hype. I'm not
Okay.
being bad, but I don't think it shouldn't be him,
Deserves
not for
it.
the title.
Sure.
For revenge fight,
Sure.
yeah. Um,
Okay.
it
Yeah.
should be Bilal Muhammad, man. I think it 100% should be Bilal Muhammad. He deserves it. I think deserves the title shot up there. So that's the fight that finished me. But I've only heard rumors. I haven't seen what they're gonna do, so I don't know. They could do Hamza versus him just to get the hype going for the London card.
Yeah.
Um,
Ooh, against
so I don't
Leon.
know. Yeah, I mean, they were supposed to
Mm.
fight. They were supposed to fight. Remember during
Oh
COVID and all that shit happened.
yes. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I don't know how that fight would go for Leon, man. I feel like I don't know, man. I just feel like he's too small for this dude, man.
I don't know. I
You
mean,
know?
it's tough and it comes out to really showing that he's a fucking beast. But
Yeah,
my
can't rule him
guy,
out.
why have I
Leon.
gone blank, man? Who's the guy that comes up
Leon.
for and they had a back and
Come on.
forth war? Come on, man.
Oh,
Brazilian
Gilbert
dude.
Burns, son. Gilbert
Burns,
Burns.
bloody how could I forget
Yeah.
him, man? He showed he showed I mean, look, it
Holes.
comes up, might have had excuses saying that, I wanted to stand and bang and blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
he
Oh, the
showed,
crowd got me excited.
yeah, exactly, man.
Like Hulk Hogan.
Gilbert Burns showed like he's human. He's human. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah.
there's a possibility of that. So it's a fun fight, man. I think, look, Kamzat's training. Obviously, I mean they're all training. Sorry, but I've been following the gym that I possibly might join in Dubai, and Kamzat's there now training
Oh,
hard and whatnot. Maybe I might meet him. Maybe if I join that gym, I might meet him. But I don't know. Smash.
alhamdulillah.
Yeah, exactly. But man, who were they? I think for London, you gotta Leon. He's got to fight on that London card, right?
Absolutely.
UK
Yep, yep,
UK guy.
yep.
If it's not, I think they should give it to Bilal Muhammad. I really do. If you're gonna do it right, let's check the
Mm.
division. God damn it, let's check.
Check
Hold
this
on.
out, right? Arman Sarukian explains why he turned down training requests from Volk.
Okay. Okay.
I'll give you a soundbite. Hold on. I'll skim read.
Gilbert Burns. Okay, so I think, bro,
Yeah.
you got number one Kamaru, number two Kobe. I don't think Kobe needs to have a fight, so I don't think he deserves it. Comes at Chimaev's bare hype, so yes, he can get it, and he's a beast. Bilal Muhammad, though, I think is the one, man. I think he's been humbly getting up there, putting in the grind. I think it should be him, man, if anything. But I got a feeling that, I mean, like, what's his name? George Masvidal's number 11. It just don't make no sense. They would make sense from a hype
Mm,
perspective. Just don't make sense from a proper perspective, like of
Say again.
you know.
You cutting out. You cutting out.
Is that better now? Can you hear me? Is that better?
It's still a bit choppy.
Man, my internet, man, so
Mm,
basic.
what's happened? You need to tell some people to leave the house and get off the internet, man.
Bro, it's just mad. Is that any better? Is it working? Is it got better?
It's,
Still mucky?
okay, I can hear you better, but you're frozen. I think it'll
Okay.
kick in eventually.
All right.
Okay, you're
But
good
yeah,
now. All right,
I think it
sorry.
should be Bilal. I think it should be Bilal, man. That's what I think. I think if they pick
Okay,
Masvidal, that's just for hype. If they pick Kamza, that's for hype. And maybe he's just deserves it a little bit because he's been smashing people, but it's still more for hype.
mm.
Bilal is the one I think they should give it to because I think he deserves it. That's my opinion.
So we're struggling again. But Bilal is who you believe deserves it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. With that story, no, first of all, I agree with you on that one. I would like to see that guy get more credit, especially how he kind of got turfed when he lost to Leon and then he didn't get the fight back and so on. Like, yeah, I think he kind of got hard done by, but I mean, he's bounced back anyway. But still, like, there's a lot of guys in these divisions that just they kind of get left, for whatever reason, they don't get the shine that they deserve. And I think he's one of them. Leon was one of them, many of them. Anyway, with the Sakurian, Arman Sakurian and the Volk situation, basically Volk offered him to come to his training camp, and in short, the organization just didn't make sense for him to do it, But he was happy to do it, but he just the timing and everything. So maybe in the future they will fight together,
Okay, all
train
right. I mean, it
together again,
sounds good.
train together. Yeah. I mean, he must see something in him why he's like come down. So that's cool.
Is it a wrestling thing? Is Armin known for his wrestling? Just
I
because he's
don't know
fighting
him
Islam?
that well. Oh right, I don't know him that well. I don't know him that well. But what? Ah, yeah, that could make sense. That's probably what it was. That's probably what it is. That's probably why he asked him.
I
Hmm.
mean,
It's a good point.
it could
Good point.
it could be, yeah. I mean, trying to.
Hmm?
I mean, he's 19-1. I'm trying to think what I'm trying to remember what is his. It could be
He's
a
the one
wrestling thing.
right. Because I don't remember him fighting Islam, but I remember you said it was a tough fight. Obviously, it was a decision, right?
Oh, yes, yeah,
Um,
you're right. You're right. His first ever
what's that?
Islam's first ever fight in
Oh, you're mad. You're choppy here, man.
am I chopping out again? Um
Okay, clean. Go on. What you saying?
yeah, Islam's his first fight in the UFC was
Was
Islam,
Islam?
and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
Islam it was a decision, but Islam won,
sure.
but it was a tough
Yeah,
fight for Islam. Yeah. So that's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
that's what it might be, yeah.
That's what it might be. That's what it might be. Yeah. So, I mean, there was a lot more information on that article that I just skim read, but yeah, makes sense.
Oh, awesome. Cool,
Yeah,
man. What
makes
else you
sense.
got? Is that it? Is there anything else?
Uh, I got. I think Manny Pacquiao has done a deal with Ryzen.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, he's gonna. He has a multi-fight deal with Ryzen. So I think maybe at some point this year we'll see him. So that's something. What we got here? No, that's just crap. I'm not reading that. Not reading that. Not much else, man.
All
Till
right, awesome. I think the next fights are gonna happen is on Jan 19th,
okay,
which could be where is it? Let me try and find the fight.
okay.
Who was that again?
While you do that, I got Matt Brown supports Bilal Muhammad's title bid. Probably the biggest threat to all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So the great Matt Brown, the author of the Hellbow, fully backs your boy Bilal. So that's something.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be Nazaruddin
Oh,
versus
you know,
Kelvin Gastelum, and then obviously the Shavkat fight is off, but I want that fight to happen, which will be exciting in 2 weeks. So let's see what happens.
Okay. Listen, I didn't even know this. Dana slapped his wife, man.
It's fucked up. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Dana, I see your face. It's just like shit. I got no words. The man slapped his wife, man. Like, so that's Damn. Woo!
I'll stay silent on that one, bro. I won't say anything.
Sure. Fair enough. I don't have much else on my side in regards to news, but you know what? Newcomer of the year, Raul Rojas Jr. Let's give it to him.
Who was that, sorry?
Raul Rosas Jr. You know, the young buck, the 17-year-old coming in.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah, the young, yeah, my god, yeah. Beast.
Man. Where do you see his career going?
Bro, I mean, we just gotta wait and see. You get those.
Of course.
Save Northcutt and next Sage Northcutt. And you know what I mean? Like there was a grappling guy who beat up thing. What's his name? Mickey Go, and
his face is so annoying.
So you know what? I won't say nothing. It's exciting. Let him smash it. I hope he does well. Because it's exciting and just a young kid and it's amazing. Let's see if he keeps his head on track. Young fame, man. It's difficult.
It is. You gotta stay. Gotta stay in the pocket. Kendall Grove returns to MMA. Remember him?
Remind me, bro.
Kendall Grove. He was a UFC fighter. He was like tall, lanky, lots of tattoos. I think he was in like one of the light divisions. I forgot him. Do you remember him, Kendall Grove? He's 40 years old.
Kendall Grove. Name sounds familiar. I've gone blank right now.
I'm gonna show you a picture of Kendall Grove, but he's come back to some other like low organization at 40 years old. I don't know. Hope it's not for the money, right?
I hope not.
Okay. I think he was in. That's it. Pretty sure he was.
Okay.
No?
I'm still a little bit blank. Yeah, maybe it's been a while, man.
I remember him. I
don't, man, to be honest with you, man.
Okay. Damn, he's a tall bastard. Oh, anyway, he's back. He fought in Bellator as well. That was it. He was in Bellator.
Okay.
Yeah. He was originally in UFC way back when, and then he went to Bellator. Anyway, he's back. He was I forgot what division he was in. Have you got anything else on your side? Anything else you're looking forward to?
That's it. No, I mean, the Bellator and Rising card happened, and Bellator. I didn't watch it, to be honest with you, but that happened, and Bellator won 5-0 based on Bellator versus thing. But no, nothing else. I mean, look, I think in ONE FC, I definitely want to see. I know Nong O is fighting soon. I can't remember the opponent's name or whatnot. Nong O, the Muay Thai fight who beat Liam Harrison in the last fight.
Right. Yeah.
He's coming back because I thought he retired, but he's coming back and he's been training like. I want to see Liam Harrison fight again. Love watching him. Mighty Mouse, Christian Lee, Saeed. I think if Christian Lee fights Saeed, I think it's Nurmagomedov, or maybe I said that wrong. Maybe it's not, but he's part of that crew. I want to see that happen.
One of them, yeah.
I'm still gonna, definitely the ONE FC is exciting. Catch ups on Bellator. I want to see MVP fight. He's always exciting. Yeah, he's always exciting to see.
Wow.
Did
you see his fight against Tottenham Perry, the bare knuckle?
I didn't see. I saw highlights, but
highlights. Yeah.
It's Perry done what? I mean, everyone I think expected MVP to just use that distance in and out to just take him out. But man, Perry's just a brawler, and also it's bare knuckles. It's different. There is a little bit of clinching and what involved. You know what I'm saying? So they done well.
He did. I completely. The MVP is a name I haven't heard in a minute, man. Like, we need to see that guy, or he needs to come to maybe a different, organization or something, because feel like he's being wasted now, man.
I don't I don't know. I guess that, he done that fight, the bare knuckle, and that was exciting. I guess if he won, things could have been a little bit different with the hype. I mean, still hyped. I mean, I still love watching him fight, man. It's so exciting.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I just feel like there's not enough of him. He should be up there, for what everything he brings to the table. I feel like he's not like up there. He's not promoted enough or whatever. I don't know. Just he's missing, man.
Maybe it's because, like, it's not the UFC and we don't follow Bellator as religiously as UFC, and it just doesn't see. Because at the end of the day, right, UFC, you could say, look, there's high level fighters in all three, no doubt about it, right? But
Absolutely.
UFC is the promotional king, pound for pound best.
Yeah,
So if you want to be high level and popular, pound for pound, it's the UFC. But One and Bellator still got high level fighters. It's just that
surely.
promotional thing is 100% UFC.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely agree with you. So, man, I can't wait to see him fight as well. I agree with you on that one. It's been a minute since we've seen him do like some highlight reel knockout. It's been a minute. It's been a
That's it,
minute.
man.
MVP, we miss you. Oh,
Cool, bro. Well, yeah, if that's it, man. Let's leave it there, man. We'll catch up next week.
yeah.
I'm sure some news will come out and we can just talk
Oh
about,
yeah.
I don't know, talk about more fights as we do. But cool, man. Well, everyone, thank you for your time again. And
Likewise,
everyone
my friend.
else, thank you for watching, subscribing,
Happy
and all
New
the other
Year.
stuff. Happy New
All
Year and
that
all
good
that good
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, man, for sure. So yeah, we
Cool,
are
man.
gonna
Let me
be
get
back
a
real
picture here.
soon.
Let me get a picture here, bro, of the new year, the first podcast of the year on the Brothers channel. Done. All right, bro. All right, people. We're out. See you later. Peace.
Oof.